It's a beautiful spring day here in New York City, and we're here on the grass carpet for Epic. So today, kids are all on their phones and the computer. Do you hope this movie inspires them to go out and explore nature for themselves?
Gosh, yeah, more so than getting grounded and losing access to all those things. Yes, I'd prefer it to come from a positive place like this.
This is inspiring kids to go into a dark room for 2 hours if you want to, But maybe as a result of that, sure, that'd be really cool. That'd be really, really cool.
There's so many living things all around us, and we're constantly distracted by our cell phones. It terrifies me when I see children grabbing their parents' phones because they just want the attention of their parents. They don't necessarily want the phones.
I mean, I remember as a kid just picking up rocks and looking underneath them and seeing the kind of teeming life that existed there, and climbing trees and collecting chestnuts. And I lived by a really big public park called Phoenix Park in Dublin, and it was just a kind of a wonderland.
You'll watch this movie and then you'll walk into the forest and you'll see something different. You'll feel differently about it. You'll think, maybe that thing out of the corner of my eye was a leaf man.
So we know you're very passionate about IMAX. I remember your great letter about that.
Sure.
How do you feel about 3D? Because people are still making up their mind.
3D, me personally, I can't watch them. It gives me a headache. But that's just me personally. I don't know why. I get a headache when I see movies in 3D. That's not a slight against 3D films. It's just a slight against my own head.
I think it probably has a time and a place, and I think, the time is now and the place is epic. No, I think that this film is probably, it's very suitable for live action films. I kind of don't need it.
I think it's great. This was beautiful. Like this, living in Manhattan and having just come out of the cold weather, it was truly lovely experience to sit in the theater for a couple hours and be in this beautiful, lush forest.
We have a really big, huge, beautiful world, and instead of a lot of things, you could go down to the botanical gardens and just experience it, and I think we forget to do that.
We've been very careful to create the experience, the ride for you with the 3D. My only suggestion to the audience is find the best theater with the best 3D and put those glasses on and watch it there.
Any tips for how to find such a theater?
I don't know quite how to say it. Technically I do, but it won't make any sense. Make sure it's big and bright.
Just the whole concept of, just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not real, and, the mysteries that exist, once you get closer to something and you get to see the minutiae of detail that exists within an ecosystem like the one out the back garden in this film. I just love that whole idea. Same thing I loved about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, way back when.